This is an actual set of texts written during the Neo-Assyrian period in the North Syrian town of Malanante. Now, nobody knows where Malanante was. This large collection of texts was found by some illegal scavenger and sold on the black market, and by the time it was recovered by a museum, its provenance was entirely lost. Thus, no one knows yet where the town of Malanante once stood, but it was probably North Syrian, and it was owned by the Assyrian Empire during the Neo-Assyrian period, specifically the reigns of Sennacherib and Esarhaddon, where these texts will be dated from. These are a collection of 9 documents out of a much larger 74 document collection. These are all related to the sale of people, because what's more interesting than a whole bunch of bureaucratic proceedings related to slavery? The first one begins with the fingernail of Atikani, the owner of the people being sold. Regarding Sa'ilu and her 2 daughters, one on milk, one weaned, in total 3 people, Handi has contracted and acquired them for a broken number of minas of silver. The money is paid in full. Those people are purchased and acquired. Any revocation, lawsuit, or litigation is void. He shall, if you attempt to litigate, pay the money tenfold to the owner, and should he litigate in his lawsuit, he will not succeed. Now note that you will not succeed according to the contract. This is a very standard and very interesting clause in the contract. If you try and litigate about its terms at all, it is already predetermined that you cannot win the contract. However, they'll also, as we'll see in subsequent texts, they'll also put in a monetary fine where you have to pay some large sum of money to the person being sued, and you have to pay a bunch of money to a god or goddess, making it a religious sanction as well. The Mesopotamians were so very worried about frivolous lawsuits, and it does seem that litigation as a weapon or tactic was a thing even when it was fruitless, that they put in multiple safeguards to prevent it. So not only could you not win contractually, you also had to pay a fine just for even thinking about making a lawsuit, and you had to pay a religious sanction for even attempting a lawsuit. It's an interesting thing, and we'll see it repeated over and over again. The witness list is broken, and it's dated to an unknown day in the eponym year of Mitunu, governor of Isana, which places it sometime in the reign of Sennacherib, but we're not totally sure what year. The next one begins with the seal of Silim-Adad, the owner of the people being sold. Regarding Selawa and Bataya, his wife, in total 2 people, slaves belonging to Silim-Adad. Handi, the Shaknu, has contracted and acquired them from Silim-Adad for 35 minas of silver. The money is paid completely. Those people are purchased and acquired. Any revocation, lawsuit, or litigation is void. Whoever in the future at any time, whether Silim-Adad or his children or his grandchildren or his brother, his Shaknu, his cousin, or his wife, seeks a lawsuit or litigation against Handi or his sons, shall deposit 2 minas of pure silver and 1 mina of gold in the lap of the god Adad of Guzana. That's the religious sanction. He shall pay the money tenfold to its owner. That's the economic sanction. Should he litigate in the lawsuit, he will not succeed. That's the legal and social sanction. Witnesses include Abu, an infantry soldier, Bel Abua, a chariot fighter of Marduk Mumadik, who is actually someone we have seen in the Oldest Stories podcast. He was some sort of military leader of some note. Adadahari, merchant, Salamanu, who has no title, Saburu, fowler, Nabu Reshi Ishi, who has no title, in the month Adaru, the 23rd day, in the eponym year of Idnahi of Semir, which comes out to about the year 693. 1 shekel of silver for his seal. The next one opens with the seal of Adakatar, the owner of the people being sold. Regarding Handaru, Hansi, and Bidu, in total 3 people, slaves belonging to Adakatar, Handi has contracted and acquired them for 1 mina of silver using the royal weight. The silver is paid completely. Those people are purchased and acquired. Any revocation, lawsuit, or litigation is void. Whoever in the future at any time, whether Adakatar or his children or his relations, whoever it may be, who seeks a lawsuit or litigation against Handi, his sons, or his descendants, shall deposit 10 minas of pure silver and 1 mina of refined gold in the lap of Ishtar of Nineveh. He shall pay the money tenfold to its owner. Should he litigate in the lawsuit, he will not succeed. There is a guarantee against an epileptic attack for 100 days and against falsehood forever. Witnesses include Kurdi Asher, Kubaba Idri, the chief baker of the queen, Ahilihia, Pu Lesir, chief of chariots, Ekayu, Tabi, Nabu Ahe Idna, the chariot driver, Il Ma'adi, merchant, Nergal Balit, the apprentice. It's dated to the month Ayaru, the 21st day, in the eponym year of Sin Ahe Eriba, king of Assyria, which would put it in the year 687. The next one opens with the seal of Kalhayu, Kasiru, administrator of the palace, the owner of the man being sold. Regarding Shamash Ahu Usur, his slave, Handi has contracted and acquired him from Kalhayu for 1.5 mina of silver using the Karkemish weights. The silver is paid completely. That man is purchased and acquired. Any revocation, lawsuit, or litigation is void. Whoever in the future at any time, whether Adakatar, his children, or his relations, whoever it may be who seeks a lawsuit or litigation against Handi, his sons, or his descendants, shall deposit 10 minas of pure silver and 1 mina of refined gold into the lap of Ishtar of Nineveh. He shall pay the money tenfold to its owner. Should he litigate in the lawsuit, he will not succeed. There is a guarantee against epileptic attack for 100 days and against falsehood forever. Whoever objects shall pay 5 minas of silver. Witnesses include Bel Emirani, Tabi, Tagibi, Ili Ahu Ushur, Nerga Balit, Ab Ramu, none of whom are given titles here, and it's dated to the month of Nisan, 28th day, eponym year of Manuki Adad, which translates to the year 683. The next one opens with the seal of Shulmuahe, son of Bel Ahusur, from the city of Arba'il, the owner of the man being sold. Concerning Nabu Taklak, slave of Shulmuahi, Handi contracted and acquired him from Kalhayu for 1 mina of silver using the king's weight. The silver is paid completely. That man is purchased and acquired. Any revocation, lawsuit, or litigation is void. Whoever in the future at any time, whether Shulmuahe or his children or his grandchildren or his siblings, who seeks a lawsuit or litigation against Handi shall deposit 5 minas of pure silver and 1 mina of refined gold in the lap of Ishtar of Nineveh. He shall pay the money tenfold to its owner. Should he litigate in the lawsuit, he will not succeed. Witnesses include Ahunu, Eriba Isar, Turuba, Ilasu, Grua, Zaruti, the scribe, and it's dated to the month of Dumazid, 25th day, eponym year of Nabu Ahe Idna, the great treasurer, which dates it to the reign of Esarhaddon, the year 675. The next one opens with the seal of Banunu, the owner of the man being sold. Concerning Sil Isar, slave of Banunu, Handi contracted and acquired him from Banunu for 2 mina of silver using the king's weight. The silver is paid completely. The man is purchased and acquired. Any revocation, lawsuit, or litigation is void. Whoever in the future at any time, whether Banunu or his children or his grandchildren or his siblings or their children, who seeks a lawsuit or litigation against Handi, shall deposit 5 minas of gold and 5 minas of refined gold in the lap of Ishtar of Nineveh. He shall pay the money tenfold to its owner. Should he litigate in the lawsuit, he will not succeed. I'm not quite sure why the penalties are different for different cases. They vary greatly in here. 5 mina of pure gold and 5 mina of refined gold given to the goddess is quite a lot, when just a few items ago we had just 10 mina of silver and 1 of gold, significantly less. I don't know if they base it on the ability of the seller to pay things, so something like a progressive system where the poorer people have lower ascribed penalties and the richer people have higher ascribed penalties, or if there's something about the slave transaction itself. Perhaps Sil-Isar is somehow more valuable, or another possibility, perhaps Benunu is seen as less reliable or trustworthy in some way, and thus his penalties are higher. I do not know. It would be interesting to know. The witnesses include Ubru Haran, the chariot driver, Nabu Nadi, Nani, Bel Isaiah, Kenny, Litili, Yatama, Nuhusaya, Ahiramu, La Taboshani, Haladidi, Zaruti, the scribe, and it's dated to the month of Kanunu, the 11th day, in the eponym year of Nabu Ahe-Idna, the great treasurer, which again is the year 675. This next one opens with the seal of Kalbi-Uku, the owner of the people being sold. Concerning La Teni Amasa, Ursa, and her son, in total 3 persons of Kalbi-Uku, Handi contracted and acquired them from Kalbi-Uku for 1.5 minas of silver using the Carchemish weight. The silver is paid in full. Those people are purchased and acquired. Any revocation, lawsuit, or litigation is void. Whoever opposes this will pay 10 minas of silver, which again, 10 minas of silver is much less than 5 of pure gold and 5 of refined gold, and there's no religious sanction here. It also says he shall pay the money tenfold to its owner. Should he litigate in the lawsuit, he will not succeed. It's witnessed by Saiti'il, governor, Libusu, agent, Nergal-Sharu Usur, Tarsi, Nani, Sukaya, and Ildala. It's dated to the month of Dumazid, the 1st day, eponym year of Shulmu Bela Lashmi, governor of Dur, which sets it at the year 670 in the reign of Esarhaddon. The next one opens with the seal of Ilu-Usur, son of Bir-Atar, from the town Sin-Naadi, owner of the boy being sold. Concerning Utatar, a boy of 5 years old, a slave belonging to Ilu-Usur, Handi contracted and acquired him for only 30 shekels of silver, which I think is the lowest price we've seen in this collection. The silver has been paid in full. This boy is purchased and acquired. Any revocation, lawsuit, or litigation is void. There is a guarantee against epileptic attack for 100 years, usually 100 days, and against illness forever. Whoever in the future at any time opposes this or brings litigation, he shall pay silver tenfold to its owner. Should he litigate in the lawsuit, he shall not succeed. The witness list is only partially preserved. It has Abda, son of Adad Asi, Habdu Gurni, Adad Hari, Amihadi, Taburu, Adad Takal, a few other witnesses, one of whom is listed as an agent, but his name does not survive. Isar Shalim Ahi from the town of Asihu, something Shumu'usur, a scribe. It's dated to the month of Kanunu, 11th day, eponym year of Shamash Kashid Ayabi, which sets it in the reign of Esarhaddon at the year 669. And then at the very end, below that, there's one more witness, Sa'a Atinu, who didn't get in the first time, I guess. And this last one, for a bit of positivity to end our session, is actually the redemption of a pledge. Handia freed the slave woman Ataria from Danaya by paying half a mina of silver as a fixed price. The seller has received the silver. He is satisfied. The buyer owes nothing. Any revocation lawsuit or litigation is void. Danaya guarantees against any challenger or claimant of this woman. The witnesses are Hanana, Zakah, Ahu Ahlamur, Nabunakdi, Babilayu, Nanaya, and the scribe Erib Marduk. The city of Capri Ilkat, month Adaru, 6th day, year 25 of Sennacherib, king of Assyria, making it the year 681. This has been a set of contracts relating to slaves. I find it interesting just to read through them. These were written by the hands of people like 2,700 years ago. Just the fact that it's that old fascinates me. But then the little touches of life that we see in each of them. Why do they all have different penalties in what's otherwise a very standard punishment clause to close out the possibility of future lawsuit? The price of slaves is overall quite consistent, but why are some higher than others? There's so many little questions, and of course, we read the freeing of Ataria in all of 24 lines, 24 very short lines, I would add. But of course, this would have been a very big deal for her, and of course, a very big deal for all of the slaves being transferred hither and yon. Who is Handia? Why is he buying so many slaves? Perhaps someday we'll take a look at that. Let me know if you, in the comments, are interested in more legal texts, literary texts, lexical texts, hymns, or royal inscriptions, or other sorts of texts. I will be doing a mix of all of them, but it is interesting to know what y'all are interested in so that I can make sure and focus on those things. Thank you for listening.